The only knock I have against him is I don't really want big. The smallest receivers, there is a downside, like Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore has a very small catch radius, so when you throwing the ball to him, it's little or no room for error. The ball can't be outside of his framework. He does not have a long wingspan, and he's really not even a run after catch guy. He's not slow, but he just doesn't have quick twitch for me. He's not running away from nobody. You look at Marquise Brown. This guy can do it. Let's take a look at his age. How old is he? It's a Marquise Brown. Let me see. Okay. Marquise Brown. How old is he? He is 26. He'll be 27 in June. So he'll be 27 when the season starts. And take a look at what he did. Played 14 games last year. 51 receptions for 574 yards and 4 touchdowns. He missed a lot of time last year. And plus, you got to take a look at who's the quarterback. Dobbs was quarterback. You didn't have Kyler Murray for most of the season. You look at, he only played, he played 12 games in 2022. So the last couple of years, he has not been on the field enough. And the last time he had 1,000 yards, and the only time he had 1,000 yards, is when he was in Baltimore in 2021. He had 91 receptions, 1,008 yards, and 6 touchdowns.
Reloading.
So,
Cover me.
One thing that you have to worry about with him is durability. You got to also worry about production. But I think that if him as a number 2 would look good in the Cleveland Browns uniform, I think that production can get up around 1,000, given the fact that they do have some guys already that you got to take a look at. So that's the guy I want. Let's move on to the other 2 candidates. Calvin Ridley. Got in trouble for, I believe it was I don't know if it was gambling. It was gambling or the PEDs. I don't know. I forget which one it was. Calvin Ridley, let's take a look at what he brought to the table. All right, so how does he? So Calvin Ridley is, he's a little older. He's 29 years old. I know he was that old. He won't turn 30 until December 20th. But he did lose a year. He lost all 2022, after coming from Atlanta. And then he only played 5 games in 2021. 2022, he missed the whole time. And then last year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, he played in all 17 games. 76 receptions, 1,016 yards, and 8 touchdowns. 8 touchdowns is good. 1,016. I like Calvin Ridley. He's a guy who has some speed, can run routes. I think he'll be a good complimentary guy. He's a little older than Marquise Brown, but his production is better and his durability has been better if you kind of take out the suspension of a couple years ago. So he's another individual that is on the very short list of guys that I think can really make a big impact with the Browns. Let's continue to move on. And then last but not least, a lot of guys like this guy, Michael Pittman Jr., right? Really big year. I thought his year this year, he was a really breakout player. And the thing you got to worry about some of those guys, sometimes with receivers, it happens a little bit where they kind of jump off the page a little bit one year, and then you think, okay, well, these guys are going to be able to turn that up, right? They're going to turn up. And they're going to really turn it on and go to that next level, and they kind of like level out. Pittman is a big receiver, 6'4", 223. He's only 26 years old, won't turn 27 into October. So younger receiver, and for the most part, has been really consistent. 2021, he had 1,082 yards, 88 receptions, 6 touchdowns. 2020, that's 2021. 2022, He had 99 receptions, 925 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then last year, he breaks the 100 reception mark, 109 receptions, 1,152 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Good breakaway speed, good physical receiver, big body. This is another really good receiver that, you know, I think could be very viable for the Cleveland Browns in terms of making that receiving room a lot better, add some size, versatility, can throw the jump ball up to him. So, you know, he's another guy that we're looking at. And make sure you check that out, and make sure, let me know, who do you guys have in your top 3, right? Give me the top 3 that you guys have up there, and we'll talk about that coming up here in a moment. Let's get to this. I wanted to also get to who are we bringing back? Who we bringing back? Because here's the thing. One of the reasons that we got to talk about who are we bringing back is because of the cap situation. And so a lot of times we just throw the cap stuff out there and we kind of like throw it out there and, you know, we just say cap and don't give me any specifics. So this is over the cap. And I basically went on there and checked out some of the guys for the Cleveland Browns. And let me see if I can make this big. Can I make it bigger? All right, hold on.
Your teammate has scanned your dog tag. Wait for the revive.
All right, so hopefully you guys can see this. If you can't, I'll read them off. Somebody asked earlier, why can't the Cleveland Browns, you know, they could get out of their contract with Deshaun Watson? Well, if you kind of look at this, they ain't getting out of nothing. You ain't getting up out of nothing. Take a look at that cap number. $63 million right there. Look at the dead money.
Airdrop has been delivered.
The dead money, $200 million in dead money. You know, he's getting $46 million a year.
Your teammate has been killed. Get the dog
and you look at it,
return to the battle.
The guaranteed salary, $46 million. That cap number is crazy. Like, they got 3 more years, but there's no way, and you know what? It's too punitive to get rid of him, and nobody's going to take that. So this is why I always told people, you can sit here and want Deshaun Watson not to be your quarterback. You can jump up and down, and you do whatever you want. But I don't know very many people that got ponies for Christmas. Maybe you rich or something, but every kid want a pony for Christmas. Man, listen. When you look at the logistics of a pony, you realize as you get older, that was the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life for my parents to get me. The dumbest thing you've ever said in your life is the fact that Deshaun Watson is able to be traded. Quit. Quit. That don't make no sense. Also, take a look at some of the guys that we talk about. Amari Cooper, right? $20 million, right? You can get rid of him, but look at the dead cap money. You got $11 million in dead cap money, and you saved $12 million. So why would you do that? And also with Amari Cooper, people talk about, oh, Amari, you know, we might need to have him. You know, we gonna get rid of him. No, you're not. Amari Cooper is on this squad for whatever it is. His base salary, $20 million. It is what it is. You're gonna have to eat that because you have not done a good job of drafting wide receivers, and he's the best one you got. Denzel Ward just signed a new deal. We fine with that. I think he's playing up to expectation. Myles Garrett is already here. I always think about this as well. Take a look at this. I find it funny with Myles Garrett in this little look at the guaranteed salary thing right there. He has 0 in guaranteed money, right? Obviously, he's Myles Garrett. He's going to be great. He's going to do it. He's going to get his money. But think about the way the NFL works. Somebody got an argument before, and they talked about it. You know, you only get guaranteed money. Even Aaron Donald, you only getting guaranteed money for 2 or 3 years after your deal. Like, so you sign an extension, and it's a big extension. You might get guaranteed money for 2 years, but the rest of that money is not guaranteed, right? And, you know, it's crazy that that's just the way it works. Another talking point that we've had, Nick Chubb is $11 million. Doesn't have any guaranteed money. And his cap number is $15 million, right? So, you know, they may want to renegotiate that. They may want to get him around 10. They may want to give him, try to split it up, kick it down the road as well. So those are the big contracts that we talk about. Deshaun Watson is probably going to have to restructure. Amari Cooper, they may go to him and see if they can restructure. Miles and Denzel are good for what it is. Nick Chubb is a guy that we think that is going to have to take a pay cut somewhat and restructure. But let me just say, so where this comes down from, and this is my problem with a lot of people when they start talking about this kind of stuff. Here's the situation. The Browns painted themselves into kind of a situation because if you look at how much these guys are making, Jed Wills is making $14 million here. Joe Bitonio is making $12 million. Jack Conklin, who you just signed for no reason, you got a dead money hit of $27 million if you move on. Jack Conklin makes $12 million a year. Wyatt Teller makes $11 million a year. And Ethan Pochich is down here a little bit further. Let me see.
Wait for the revive.
Where you at, Ethan? I know you just got a deal. Stop playing around. You got the money. Ethan Pochich is here. Ethan Pochich is they signed him back. He's getting $3 million a year. But look at where the majority of your money is lined up at. Jed Wills, Joe Bitonio, Jack Conklin, Wyatt Teller. And the problem is DeJuan Jones is way at the bottom making pennies. Jerome Ford is making pennies. DeJuan Jones right now is making $1 million, right? So he's going to be your future. So, these are the names that you got to watch out for that you could get restructured. And then you have to start looking at some of the names of individuals and ask yourself, do you want them back? Zadarius Smith is one of those guys. You look at, who else is another guy? Maurice Hurst, Shelby Harris, those guys up front. Do you want those guys back? You got an opportunity to kind of look to see if you want Joe Flacco is another guy. We talked about that a little bit as well. Those are the guys you got to want back. Also, you look at a guy that if you want to look at trade pieces, Greg Newsome is getting about $4 million. He's a first-round pick. He's a guy that could be looking to be moved if you did want to upgrade at some other positions and at the same time save you a little money. You take a look at JOK, who I believe is a superstar in the making. He's getting about $2 million. And so you got to take into account, you're going to have to pay him coming up as well. So this is just a list of some guys that we looked at and go in different categories in terms of, the cap and everything else. Just give you an insight into that. Let's go back to, before we close it out, get to some of your comments, and we'll get to that right now. Let's go.
Your teammate has been killed. Get the dog tags and help them return to the battle. The revive flight will arrive.
We got a lot of comments here, so I'm going to try to get as many of these as I can. 133 in here. Make sure you hit the like button. It helps us out. Mr. King 562, they got to give Imani some run tonight against the sorry Pistons. I would start him. So crazy. I'm looking forward to the opportunity from. And by the way, make sure you check out the interview. We got Imani Bates next week coming on the show. So watch your Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Shout out to Steve for getting some of these guests. We've been really getting some top-notch guests. We get Flacco, we get Imani Bates. So hopefully this is the start of us getting a lot more of the athletes you guys want to see. Bobo says, even implying a competition when a guy is clearly a top starter implies that you don't think he's adequate enough. Well, listen, I don't. I think Joe Flacco is a different type breed. Joe Flacco can throw the football. I think one of the things that we got to realize is this is not a normal situation. You paying him all this money. Obviously, he's going to be the starter. I don't know under what world people thought he wasn't going to be. Andrew says T. Higgins, love him. Rated, whatever that means. Higgins, Mike Evans, DeAndre Hopkins. Thanks for putting Hopkins in there. I thought Hopkins had a nice season too. Went over 1,000 yards with a weak passing game with the Titans. Let's see. Nicole D says T. Higgins, Calvin Ridley, Mike Evans. I ain't mad at that. Mike Evans, Pittman, T. Higgins. I ain't mad at that. DeAndre Black, Dwayne Rose, Kenny Britt, hey, Greg Little. I hate them type receivers, bro. I hate them, man. Oh my gosh, the medium sauce receivers.
The revived flight will arrive in 1 minute.
Oh my, the Ricardo Lewis's of the world, bro. I don't like you 6'2". No, you 6'1 3/4. You run a 4.57 and you jump a 35-inch vertical. That's medium sauce. You ain't good at nothing. Like your vertical, that shows me a lack of explosiveness. So now that Garland is back and Mitchell has been playing well at Pingree, I guess one guy has to go, huh? Nah, man. Listen, they're gonna need to be on the side. And I need Darius Garland to get off the ball a little bit. He's gonna have to play off the ball a little bit, the way I see it. I want Marty to stay, but not sure that's the thing.
Ready.
If Higgins comes, but the other two big body receiver, we need to actually finish these drives with someone other than Kareem or Chubb. Let's see. Mike Evans, Chris Jones, T. Higgins and Brown, throwing Jarvis.
Your teammate has been killed. Get the dog tags and help them return to the battle.
The airdrop is coming.
The safe zone
Can the
is
Browns
collapsing.
retain Cooper and get another top end receiver? There you go. Yes, you can. Cap is supposed to go up $20 million. You can restructure some people. Yeah, you can get another free agent. They can get one. Let's go. I see you. What's up, man? Cody Clark. I want DK Metcalf. Hey, listen, that's the mentality of Project Stockpile. Go for the fences.
Your teammate will return to the battle when the next revived flight arrives.
Free Tilly says, realistically, get Evans or Brown. Michael says, something feels off to me about Hollywood Brown. Like he clearly has a skill set, but has never really put up crazy numbers. That's fair. Salute G, love your podcast. They're gonna get it. All in on Watson. New OCs, go out and get you a great receiver too, and they'll be fine. Go Browns. Appreciate it, Sean. Appreciate it.
Friendly canine unit incoming.
Let's get to a couple more. Too many drops. Elijah Moore is a third receiver at best. I would love to move him to fourth too. He had an opportunity all year to show he can get his money off because he was taking all the routes. Let's see. Sean Finnery,
Enemy is near.
Gotta slow down with the syllables, G-Bush. I don't know why these guys are so afraid of turning 30 years old. I was my strongest when I was 38 years old and my fastest. And I was the best I was gonna be at 18.
Down to the last 5 teams.
Doomsday Prophet, dollar for dollar, the Conklin deal is worse than the Wild.
Friendly
Facts.
canine unit incoming.
That Conklin deal gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Aaron says, bro, y'all in this trade Newsome crap. Hey, listen, I'm just letting you know what the team is. To get big money, you got to play an outside receiver. Mark Emerson is younger than Newsome.
The airdrop is
If
coming.
Newsome turns out to be the greatest corner in the world, and Martin Emerson is a good corner too, you can't pay both of them.
Is almost ready.
You can't pay both of them.
Enemy is near.
Denzel already the third highest on the team. You don't have $300 million allocated between corners. It don't work that way. Somebody got to go. I mean, you could roll it out and get, but some got to go.
Friendly canine unit incoming.
Some got to go.
The safe zone is collapsing.
Progressive Jesus. We should not trade Newsome, in my opinion. It's hard to get a slot corner cover guy like that. I agree. But my thing is, can you pay him? You know, he's already denoted that he wants to be paid. I'm not saying he's not a good player, and I'm saying that if you could get something for him and you could have equal or greater value at another position, I look into it, because here's the thing. 3 corners ain't gonna get paid on this squad. It just is what it is. Hey, Hey, Diamond Star James, when you gonna bring back the Odd Couple? I don't know. Who's the Odd Couple? I don't know who's the Odd Couple. I don't know.
Friendly K9 unit incoming.
Let me know. We might get to that. All right, we got about 135 people in there. Hit that like button. I'm gonna thank everybody for taking time and showing love and giving the barbershop an opportunity. You guys really helped spawn the Ultimate Cleveland Show. And as I said, this format won't continue. Make sure you go over to the barbershop. Just type in the barbershop and subscribe to the barbershop, and you'll know when I'm doing this show on my own channel. Make sure you check that out. But as far as moving forward, it's all about the Ultimate Brown Show coming up. We'll debut that at 5 o'clock. Thank you guys for already being a part of it. Make sure you tell people about it. You can find that on Mondays and Fridays from 5 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Those who love the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, those who don't get an opportunity to kind of listen to the content because you're at work, and now get an opportunity to listen in the primetime atmosphere, and we'll be doing it here on the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. With that being said, have a good night. Cavs are on right now. Cavs coming on tonight, I believe. Make sure you check those out. And always, you never know where I'm going to be at. Radio, television, internet, whatever the case may be. Don't know what G. Bush is going to be at. But you can do one thing. You know where I'm going to be at. Listen for them Clippers. G. Bush. Peace out. Have a good one.
Chip terminal is almost ready.
Start your day with Nature Made, the #1 pharmacist recommended vitamin and supplement brand.
Bull was told by a reporter, and I was told by a different reporter the same thing after the Arizona 27-0 win. Our owner, Jimmy Haslam, allegedly, according to at least two different sources, said about the game, we didn't throw it enough. Now, you just won 27-0. That tells me he's hearing the critics saying, Sean Watson, he hasn't thrown for many yards. He wants Watson 4 touchdowns, 350 yards a game. That's what he wants. So it's so Operation Overkill, or whatever you call it, Operation
Overload.
Stockpile.
Yeah.
He wants the pendulum where it's indisputable that Deshaun Watson is that guy.
Yeah.
And a 27-0 win against the Cardinals was good, but my showpiece, it was like I had a Ferrari and I won with a Mustang. He wants big passing numbers. So we've got that piece of evidence. The other piece of evidence we have is after a season that we all say was remarkable and in some cases unbelievable,